Hello YouTube, trucker named Leo over here. We're over here at, where we at? National Beef?
National Beef and somewhere in PA.
Yeah, in
Selinsgrove, PA.
Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. So, here's where we're at. We had our drop from our carrier. We brought it here this morning. We got here at like 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe earlier than that. It might have been like 7 something. So we come, we drop our load, they unload us happily. And we asked about 3 people here, including security.
Twice. More than
if it was okay for us to stay here because we're out of time. We're out of driving hours. We need to rest for 8 hours since there's 2 of us before we can get our drive time back. So we've been happily sitting here, and we got a knock on the door saying to us that we are a liability because we are not waiting for a load here at National Beef. That's some bullshit, because other drivers from our carrier have sat here, they sleep here, and sometimes overnight, and they don't have a problem. So we went down to the security guard, spoke to him, and got threatened that they were going to call the sheriff's department to have us escorted off the property and everything, which I thought, I think it was fucking hilarious.
Call him.
Yeah, call him. That's what I'm at over here said. Go ahead. Well, I mean, tell them what what you think about this whole thing.
Well, I think, like I said, racism is really real. I don't pull the race card all the time because I have friends from different backgrounds, different states. I have a friend with a racist grandfather, and he grew up around it, but he's still my friend. So it's not a race thing, but this is definitely a race issue. You got a Dominican guy and a black guy doing what every other driver's over here doing. And when I came into this facility, people were asleep. I asked the security off the rip. Off the rip is from the jump. I asked him, is it okay to park here? I've been doing this for almost 3 years. He said, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing to you. So thinking that he's top flight security, which he wasn't, he didn't pass the information on.
He's loss prevention, for the record.
Yeah, top flight loss prevention. And after almost 8 hours, someone comes to the door and say it's a lot of liability. After I asked the actual workers, not no contractor loss prevention, workers, if it was okay to stay here, and they said yeah. Another employee came to my door thinking I was from another carrier, and I asked him, is it okay? Because I figured he was going to tell me to move. He said, yeah, you're fine. Get your rest. I did that. Now I'm up doing paperwork, and now I have to deal with this. So I walk to the guard shack knowing there's going to be something. As soon as I walk in there,
they threaten us to call in the sheriff's department.
Not even 2 minutes. But I say, go ahead. You can't legally drive with no time. It's federal law. And as soon as I came in there, I came in talked polite, proper, great verbiage, and he just came off as if I was talking to him all aggressive. And this guy really don't want these problems. Not from here, because he don't know my background, and I don't fuck around. Period. So they tried the bullying tactics, not knowing that I was in previous real law enforcement, real criminals, real stuff. Not knowing that, but because they preconceived notion of a minority, they think they know who they're talking to and what they're talking about. And he asked me, did you get his name? I didn't have to get no name. The guy worked here. He took my paperwork. He unloaded my trailer. If he does this every day, then he knows who can stay here and who not can stay here. So I don't need a name. So what he did was made a phone call, and he got his situation straight. So we're here finishing up our break. But that's what he should have did. But he tried that bullying tactic. I don't know if it's Trump filling these boys up with all that go juice, but I would straight derail you. I know what I'm talking about. But that's all it is. It's this political climate. You call the cops all day, every day. But he gonna have to clear that up. You just can't put bullshit in front of me and tell me to dig in. I don't eat bullshit. I'm about real stuff. So at the end of the day, as a minority, you gotta push back, but not to the point to where you get yourself jammed up. Because if they would have wanted to call the cops, they would have called them in the first place. But they tried their little intimidation tactics. It didn't work. It was a good training experience for my student, a trucker named Leo. And I can even call Stevens and spoke to. And that's another thing. He asked for my company's phone number. I didn't even hesitate. Oh, what's your driver manager? Russ. Period. I gave him the number. He couldn't get a hold of nobody, and then he told me to step out. Like, that's still supposed to intimidate me. He don't understand I've been through some stuff in my life, and I ain't scared of no cop. Period. It's not a jab at any law enforcement. I have law enforcement friends, great people, but I ain't scared of no cop, because most of them are scary anyway.